Roles and responsibilities in Scrum. In Scrum, there are three primary roles: the product owner, the Scrum Master, and the development team. Here's a brief overview of each role and their responsibilities. 1. Product owner. The product owner is responsible for maximizing the value of the product and the work of the development team. They do this by managing the product backlog, which is a prioritized list of features and requirements for the product. The product owner is responsible for ensuring that the product backlog is visible, transparent, and understood by everyone involved in the project. They work closely with the development team to ensure that the product is developed in a way that meets the customer's needs and that the team is working on the most important items in the product backlog. 2. Scrum Master. The Scrum Master is responsible for ensuring that the Scrum framework is understood and implemented correctly. They do this by facilitating Scrum events, coaching the team on self-organization and cross-functionality, and helping to remove any obstacles or impediments that may prevent the team from achieving their goals. The Scrum Master is also responsible for ensuring that the development team and product owner are collaborating effectively and that the team is continuously improving. 3. Development team. The development team is responsible for delivering a potentially shippable product increment at the end of each sprint. The team is self-organizing, cross-functional, and accountable for delivering the work. The development team works closely with the product owner to understand the requirements and with the Scrum Master to ensure that they are following the Scrum framework correctly. They are also responsible for estimating the effort required to complete each item in the product backlog and for breaking down each item into smaller tasks that can be completed within the sprint. Overall, the roles in Scrum are designed to encourage collaboration, communication, and accountability. Each role has specific responsibilities that are essential for the success of the project, and each role works closely with the other roles to ensure that the project is delivered on time, within budget, and to the satisfaction of the customer. Sprint planning and execution. Sprint planning and execution are two critical components of the Scrum framework. Here's a brief overview of each phase. 1. Sprint planning. The sprint planning session is a collaborative meeting between the development team and the product owner. During this meeting, the team selects the items from the product backlog that they will work on during the upcoming sprint. The team then creates a sprint goal, which is a clear, concise statement of what they intend to accomplish during the sprint. The development team then breaks down each item into smaller tasks that can be completed within the sprint and estimates the amount of effort required to complete each task. The product owner is available to answer any questions the team may have about the requirements and to provide feedback on the team's estimates. 2. Sprint execution. Once the sprint planning session is complete, the development team begins working on the selected items from the product backlog. During the sprint, the team holds daily stand-up meetings to discuss progress, identify and resolve any issues or obstacles, and plan their work for the next day. The Scrum Master is responsible for ensuring that the team is following the Scrum framework correctly and for removing any obstacles that may prevent the team from achieving their goals. The product owner is available to answer any questions the team may have about the requirements and to provide feedback on the work as it progresses. The goal of sprint planning and execution is to deliver a potentially shippable product increment at the end of each sprint. This increment should be tested, integrated, and demonstrated to the product owner and stakeholders and should represent the value that has been added to the product during the sprint. By working in short, time-boxed sprints, the team can focus on delivering value and can adapt quickly to changing requirements or feedback from the customer. Scrum artifacts. Product backlog, sprint backlog, and burn-down charts. In Scrum, there are three primary artifacts that are used to track progress and manage the work: the product backlog, the sprint backlog, and burn-down charts. Here's a brief overview of each. 1. Product backlog. The product backlog is a prioritized list of features and requirements for the product. It is owned and maintained by the product owner and is constantly updated throughout the project as new requirements are identified or existing requirements change. The product backlog serves as the single source of truth for the project and is used to guide the team's work during each sprint. 2. Sprint backlog. The sprint backlog is a list of the items from the product backlog that the development team has committed to completing during the upcoming sprint. It is owned and maintained by the development team and is updated throughout the sprint as progress is made and new information is discovered. The sprint backlog is a dynamic document that reflects the team's understanding of the work and their plan for completing it. 3. Burn-down charts. Burn-down charts are visual representations of the amount of work remaining in the sprint or project. They track the progress of the team over time, showing the amount of work completed and the amount of work remaining. Burn-down charts are used by the team to identify any issues or obstacles that may be preventing them from meeting their goals and to adjust their plan accordingly. Overall, the Scrum artifacts are designed to provide transparency, visibility, and accountability. Each artifact serves a specific purpose and is owned by a specific role in the Scrum framework. By using these artifacts to manage the work, the team can ensure that they are delivering value, adapting to changing requirements, and meeting the needs of the customer. Scrum ceremonies, daily Scrum, sprint review, and sprint retrospective. In Scrum, there are 3 primary ceremonies or meetings that are used to facilitate communication, collaboration, and transparency among the team and stakeholders: the daily Scrum, the sprint review, and the sprint retrospective. Here's a brief overview of each. 1. Daily Scrum. The daily Scrum is a daily stand-up meeting where the development team meets to discuss their progress, plans, and any issues or obstacles they are facing. The meeting is time-boxed to 15 minutes and is held at the same time and place every day. The goal of the daily Scrum is to ensure that the team is aligned and focused on their goals, to identify any issues or obstacles that need to be addressed, and to plan their work for the day. 2. Sprint review. The sprint review is a meeting held at the end of each sprint where the development team presents their work to the product owner and other stakeholders. The team demonstrates the completed features and requirements from the sprint, answers questions from stakeholders, and receives feedback. The sprint review is an opportunity for the team to showcase their progress and to receive input from stakeholders that can be used to guide the next sprint. 3. Sprint retrospective. The sprint retrospective is a meeting held at the end of each sprint where the team reflects on their performance and identifies ways to improve their process. The team reviews the previous sprint and identifies what went well, what didn't go well, and what they can do differently in the future. The sprint retrospective is a critical part of the Scrum framework as it helps the team to continuously improve their performance and to identify and address any issues that may be preventing them from delivering value. Overall, the Scrum ceremonies are designed to promote collaboration, communication, and transparency among the team and stakeholders. Each ceremony serves a specific purpose and is time-boxed to ensure that the team is focused and efficient. By using these ceremonies to guide their work, the team can ensure that they are delivering value, adapting to changing requirements, and continuously improving their process. Module 3. Agile Project Management. Agile Project Management Techniques. Agile project management techniques are specific methods or practices that are used to manage projects using Agile principles and values. Here are some common Agile project management techniques. 1. User stories. User stories are a way to capture and describe the requirements of a project from the perspective of the end user. User stories are typically written in a specific format that includes a user persona, a goal or objective, and a benefit to the user. 2. Backlog refinement. Backlog refinement is the process of continuously reviewing and prioritizing the items in the product backlog. This process ensures that the most important items are at the top of the backlog and that the team is focused on delivering the most value. 3. Continuous integration. Continuous integration is the practice of frequently integrating and testing code changes to ensure that the software is working as expected. This process helps to identify issues and bugs early on and ensures that the software is always in a releasable state. 4. Test-driven development. Test-driven development, TDD, is a development technique where tests are written before the code. This practice ensures that the code is testable and that it meets the requirements of the user story. 5. Pair programming. Pair programming is a development technique where 2 developers work together on the same code. This practice promotes collaboration and knowledge sharing, which can lead to higher quality code and faster development. 6. Continuous delivery. Continuous delivery is the practice of delivering software in small, incremental releases. This approach ensures that the software is always in a releasable state and can be released to production at any time. Overall, Agile project management techniques are designed to promote collaboration, communication, and transparency among the team and stakeholders. By using these techniques, the team can ensure that they are delivering value, adapting to changing requirements, and continuously improving their process.